Okay. Here we go. Almost there. Okay. Sorry for the delay, fellas. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, Inyan Hamalva below Adim, lending money without witnesses. Ma'atam Shamru Chazal Sha'asr Lahalvos Mos below Adim. Vafilu L'Talmud Chacham. Why did our sages say that you're not allowed to lend money without witnesses, even to a Talmud Chacham? B'chol Hamalva below Adim over Mishum Lifnei Iver Lo Sitein Michshol. And if you do, then you're over on Lifnei Iver. Don't place a stumbling block. Ela im kain keshenosin lo halva al mashkan al shamalva bishtar o shekosiv lo shtar b'ksav yado. The only thing that they allowed for is if you lend him money with collateral, in which case you don't need paper because you can always collect the debt from the collateral, or you lend him with a promissory note, or just the guy writing an IOU just with his own signature. So the answer is, meaning that you don't need witnesses, you just need him to sign a piece of paper. Hatam shahamal v'below edim over b'lifnei iver, yesh omrim diyesh chashash sheyichbor haloi v'b'mezid. So there's two opinions. One opinion is that everyone has a yetzer hara, and if a person is unable to pay his debts, he may even deliberately deny owing the money if he's not if there's no evidence. So I'm sort of enabling a person to do an avera. So therefore, it's not the concern is not that the guy is going to, the debtor is going to forget. That wasn't the concern. The concern was that I'm giving someone an opportunity to commit an offense against me, and so therefore the lender is causing himself to be cursed in a sense by being the cause of someone else's sinning. There's the other opinion is that it's not the concern that I'm enabling someone to be evil, but rather so it's rather that I'm causing him that maybe he'll forget about the fact that he owes me the money, and then he'll deny it, and then it's going to turn out that he's committing a sin b'shogeg unintentionally. And that's what I'm causing him to do. And that's why they said it's usher. And some finally say that this is not a hard and steady rule, but rather it's considered to be an act of piety. And therefore, there are instances where you could be lenient. Like we said before, like when you lend someone money, but it's a small amount, and you're not concerned whether he's going to pay you back or not. So we're not going to go through all the sources because we did research this carefully last time. This is all just review. So let us now go on.
So it's the right thing to do, not us.
It's not like mamish usser if you don't. Okay.
And they only speak about that money in this case, but it can extrapolate it out to lending or borrowing anything.
You could. Well,
for instance, a book. People borrow books all the time.
I know.
The worst.
It's absolutely the worst. Yeah, that's why I try not to lend people books. No, I'm serious. And I hate it when people, a lot of times people want to give me a book to read. And I say, oh, it looks so interesting. Thank you. And then I give it right back. And the reason is because I don't want that responsibility of knowing where your book is.
Just read them.
Yeah, Marv gives me books, which I like because I get to read it and I don't have to worry about what happened to it. But that's the worst. And I try to be very polite about it when people want to lend me, Rabbi, you have to read this. Yeah, I have to read this because I have so much spare time and I have nothing else. I have nothing else to do. So, and a lot of times it's a very good book, but anyway. Okay.
Rabbi,
Yeah.
off public, but it's sort of what we're learning is that yesterday, my wife and I would purchased a washer and a dryer and.
Mazel tov.
And so then we paid for it with our credit card. But I noticed on the bill, there's nothing there saying about delivery. Now, he's telling us verbally, we're gonna deliver, they're delivering in 10 days or so. But now, is there any liability?
Of Lifnei
there's
Iver?
nothing saying about
Yeah.
anything about pickup or delivery on it.
Well, I
I'm
think
assuming, I mean,
I think it all depends on the reputation of the store. Is this like a mom and pop operation?
No, it's a bigger store, like a medium range. It's not a big store type of thing, but I think they have other stores too. They're probably legit,
Yeah, I think that most stores operate on reputation. And so you can rely on the fact that that someone's going to. I know there's a tailor that I've gone to right near Cafe Shelley in that little strip mall. They don't write anything up. And I said, first time I went to them, I dropped off my stuff. I said, don't I get a ticket? No, we don't do tickets. Yeah. So
Did you get anything back?
I did.
Is that the Iranians?
The Armenians.
Oh, they're Armenians?
Yeah.
They write it on their own. They have it for themselves.
Yeah, they write it for themselves.
They're allegedly.
Yeah, they're very good. They're very professional. It's like people go to them because of their reputation. So to them, their name is more important than anything else. And I guess that's the reason why you can trust them.
So,
Trying to remember how I know that. I don't remember.
I stopped quote was it thought they were Armenian.
Well, that's the question. Are Armenians anti-Semitic? It's a
I
mixed
think for the
bag.
most part, not they're the ones that suffered the Holocaust themselves.
Yeah, but
Are they still?
yeah, everyone in that region hates Jews, But no, but some hate them. Some hate us less than others. Yeah.
About this oral contract stuff, there's a famous saying I use all the time with clients that Sam Goldman used to say, an oral contract's not worth the paper it's written on.
Right.
He said, she said, whatever.
Yeah, sounds like a Yogi Berra-ism. Yeah,
Did you not tell them? You didn't ask them if they're delivering it?
Well, he said in 10 days,
10 days that they're paying for delivery, because I don't think most people pay for delivery because.
No, it's included. It says that on the delivery included. So.
Oh, so you have it right
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, but if there's no proof that they're. They get to sign. When they're gonna, or if they're gonna deliver it.
Which store was it?
Place by Orvis Road, one of those, it's a big store. It's the one, I think they have multiple stores. They got flags or something.
They're huge.
Yeah.
Big appliances, yeah. Who guy owns it?
really.
Yeah. No, pays millions. Yeah, it's huge.
I don't know, I paid to their month.
Okay. Anyway, let's get back to the halacha. Hilchos. So we're skipping a number. So we're not skipping anything, but we're going into a new section. Hilchos mekach umemkar shelos utshuvos biktsar. We did see at the end of the laws of loans, we did get into a little business halacha. So he's going through some of the review as well. She'ela mi shenishba o nadar shelo yimkar eza davar mesuyim o shelo limkar leploni chayfetz or rechush mesuyim. So a person vowed that he would not sell a certain item, or he would not sell it to a certain individual. The over al shvuaso al nidra umachar, and he went ahead and violated his pledge, and he ended up selling it. Can a person renege on the sale based on a previous vow that he had taken that he wasn't going to sell it? So which is a strange question. I mean, how does the guy himself know? Anyway, so he says, Misha Noder Onishba Shalolim Karchefetz or Rechush Mesuyim Ola Adam Ploni Va'avar Umachar. If a person did take such a neder, Yesh Omrim Shahamekach Kaim V'Yesh Omrim Shahamekach Batal. That's not very helpful. Some say that it's an irrevocable sale, and some say that based on the fact that he took a vow previously, which is strange because even if the buyer didn't hear about it, yeah, that's very strange. Anyway, it doesn't seem like it seems like it's pretty clear that according to most poskim, the sale is valid and the sale is binding. Okay. Now, Sheila, Adam Shemachar Chafatzim Misuyamim. A person sells specific items. The Hakoina Adain Lo Shilim Avorim, and the buyer has not yet paid. Ha'im Rashai Hamocher Litvos Rechush Shel HaNitva, O Al Hamocher Litvoa Es Chovo Eitzel HaBeisdin, Ve'inu Rashai Litvos Rechush Al Das Atzmo Meha Nitva. So here's the question is, when can a person take the law into his own hands? I sold you a piece of merchandise. I delivered it to your house, and you haven't paid me. So what are my rights as far as a creditor? Do I ever have a right to come in and seize one of your assets, like to do with
Reposition.
well, no, the repo guy takes back the appliance. Yeah. This is all review.
It's taking like a piece of collateral.
Yeah, no, it's not even collateral. I'm just taking it as payment.
Rookie card and say, let's call it even.
Yeah. So tshuva kol chov sheba machmas halva'a asur lamalva lakachas bal karcho shelalova ume'orv kablan mirechusham kipirun avarach chov shechai v'aloiva. He says when it comes to loans, you're never allowed to do that. You're never allowed to forcibly seize items, like unilaterally seize items in exchange for what's owed to you. V'lachein al hamalva litvos alova lebeistin. And therefore, your only legal recourse is to send him a summons to Beis Din.
This wasn't a problem.
It is in a sense because, I mean, it's the generation of a debt. So even though, I gave you an item, you were supposed to give me cash within 30
Next
days.
door, you bought something and you haven't paid for it.
You haven't paid for it, right? So it was in the form of a sale, but that's not a difference that makes a difference, because at the end of the day, you owe me. So you're in debt to me. So therefore, it's the same ramification as lending you money. And this can be very frustrating because the Beis Din process, just like the court process, can take a while. He says, however, that's only with loans. You're right, Moish. If I sell you something, odemei schirus, or you owe me money for having rented something from me, oschar avoda, or you owe me for having rendered services to you, oschar behemto, oschar beso, or if you owe me rent for having rented my animal, my car, my house, mutter letoveya litvos rechush shel hanitva b'tor mashkal. Then the creditor is allowed to seize items that he sees that are available to him to take as a mashkon. The cholzeh b'tanai shatofis yitves chovo achar kach b'fnei Beis Din behem yashumas harechush shatofas litvoa avor chovo. But you still have to go through the Beis Din process after you've seized the item to make sure that Beis Din properly evaluates the item that you took, to make sure that you didn't take more than what is owed to you. So there is such an exception that when it's not in the form of a loan. And where does he get this from? He writes, he's quoting the Rambam when it comes to loans. in Halacha Yudalid, the Rambam writes, Bamed Dvarim Amurim, when do we say that you are not allowed to seize the items yourself? Vishasu lichanes lebeis, and you can't take anything from his house. Ele im kein hu arif kablan shas dinu kolova v'chein mi sheyesh lo schar etzel chavero bein schar atzmo bein schar behemto kelo v'schar beiso mutter l'mashkano shelo al pi beistin v'likanes lebeis l'mashkano b'mzaka v'lav aschar b'halva aser. He says that's only when you see the guy owes you money for and he hasn't paid. But here's the gray part. What if I rendered services and I said payment is not due for 30 days? So then I basically have converted it into a loan.
Case in point for the first part is your classic car financing. You finance a car or you lease a car.
Yeah,
And so there's a debtor-creditor relationship there as well.
right.
Right, and then if you default, the owner or the lender or whatever can come and seize the car from.
The leasing company, yeah.
Okay. But that's in writing though, that's very specific.
Yeah, that's actually explicitly, if
Yeah.
the rights on default, come in and seize it.
Right, you have those shows where they send in the, people to pick up the dealer, pick up the car and
Yeah, and
big
so
fights,
it's
it's always a fight, so, you know,
you know,
great.
Reality TV, just what you want.
Right. Okay, so in a situation where payment is due immediately and the guy just doesn't pay, so then you are allowed to seize his assets, which is an interesting thing. So let's say I go and the deal was payment is due upon delivery. I come deliver it, and the guy says checks in the mail, or I don't have the money for you. So if that's the deal, I have a right to say to him, well, you either give me something as collateral or you're not getting delivery. Or if I've already delivered the washing machine and the dryer to his house, I'm in his house and I don't want the burden of having to schlep it out of the house. I can just say, oh, that's a very nice desk clock that you have there. It looks like an antique. I'm going to take this, and when you're ready to pay me, you'll be able to get your clock back. Now this could potentially create conflict, right? I would imagine. I don't know if according to secular law you'd be allowed to do that.
That can't take property.
you know, I can't just flip off and say, I want collateral and taking that.